China has announced that it's formally charging Australian journalist Cheng Lei. Ms Cheng was first arrested almost 6 months ago, but the charges mean an official investigation will now begin. The Australian government says it's offering her full consular support. Here's Foreign Affairs reporter Stephen Jedgetz. And Stephen, Cheng Lei was detained 6 months ago, so why is she only being formally charged now?
Well, Gemma, basically because that's permitted under the Chinese system, under national security laws, which have been heavily criticised, incidentally. China can arrest people or really detain them, essentially, without access to lawyers or any sort of legal assistance for up to 6 months. Now, this is a tool that's being used increasingly often in Xi Jinping's China. So what's essentially happened is that about 6 months ago, in August, Cheng Lei was picked up. It was only a couple of weeks after that the first murmurs of her disappearance started to emerge, and now only 5.5 months later that China has actually taken the step of formally arresting her, even though she's been deprived of her liberty for such a long period of time. Now, of course, the Foreign Minister, Marise Payne, has been tracking this pretty closely, as have officials and diplomats in DFAT and in our embassy in Beijing. And Marise Payne says that they've been given multiple chances to talk to her, multiple chances to give her consular assistance, and she says that Australia will continue to provide that assistance as the formal investigation gets underway.
We have made a number of consular visits to her as part of our bilateral consular agreement. The most recent of those was on the 27th of January, and we continue to seek assurances of her being treated appropriately, humanely, in accordance with international standards, and that will continue to be the case.
So what do we know about the charges against her, Stephen?
Well, very little at this stage anyway. We know that late last year, the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman said that she had been accused of endangering national security. Now, the charge that's been allegedly laid against her involves her spreading secrets overseas. In other words, taking presumably classified or secret information and then supplying that information to people overseas. But what that information was, allegedly, what exactly she did with it, who she allegedly handed it over to, is all a complete mystery. So at this stage, there's more speculation than information.
And what's the backdrop to those charges in terms of the relationship between Australia and China?
Well, of course, the backdrop is the rapidly plummeting relationship between Australia and China, and there has been some pretty feverish speculation, and there was particularly last year, that her arrest may be simply part of this broader geopolitical arm wrestle. There was some speculation that Cheng Lei perhaps was being used as a bargaining chip, arrested for no particular reason other than to give the Chinese government some more leverage against Australia. Now, that narrative, if you like, has been problematised a little bit recently. More recently, we've seen some speculation that it may well be an internal Chinese domestic political brawl that she has become caught up in. But really, at this stage, it's, as I said, just a guessing game. All we really know is that she's being held, that the Chinese state, for the moment anyway, does seem intent on pressing ahead with this investigation, and that investigation is going to take a number of months. And that, of course, is very painful for Cheng Lei's family, who has been missing her very badly, that their uncertainty is going to continue for some time yet.
Foreign Affairs reporter Stephen Jedgetz, thank you.